Born under an orange tree beneath a scorching sun, the legacy of Arnold Ochieng Okech by Judith Okech. Prologue. Before there was shade, before there was a hospital, there was the sun, a scorching sun, not gentle, not forgiving, not waiting. And beneath it, under the quiet shelter of an orange tree, a child entered this world. My husband, Arnold Ochieng Okech. I was not there that day. I did not see the moment he arrived, but I have lived the meaning of that moment for years, because everything about Arnold carried that beginning. There was a strength in him that did not need to speak loudly, an endurance that did not complain, a presence that did not need attention. He was born under heat, but somehow he became shade. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Arrived with the Sun. His life did not begin in comfort. It began in urgency. His mother was on her way to the hospital when the body made its decision. There was no more time to wait, no more time to plan. The road became the place. The moment became final. And under an orange tree, with the sun fully present, he was born. They named him Ochieng, a name that means he was born during the day, when the sun is out, when light is undeniable. It was more than a name. It was truth. Chapter 2. A quiet foundation. Arnold was not a loud boy. He did not compete for attention. He did not need to be seen to be present. He was steady. At Agulu Primary School, he showed who he was through his work, through consistency, through discipline. And when he moved to Ambira Secondary School, 5 kilometers away, he walked that distance. Not once, not occasionally, but regularly. That walk was not just physical, it was character forming. He learned early that effort was not something you avoided, it was something you carried. Chapter 3. A Man Who Chose Purpose. In 1970, Arnold joined the University of Nairobi. He chose agriculture, not because it was easy, not because it was popular, but because it mattered. He understood something that many people spend their whole lives learning, that to serve people through what sustains them is one of the highest forms of purpose. He graduated in 1975, but for Arnold, finishing was never the goal. Growth was. Chapter 4. The Scholar in the Field. Arnold did not become a man of titles. He became a man of work. He walked fields. He spoke to farmers. He studied crops with intention. He worked late into the night, not because someone was watching, but because he believed in doing things well. There was a quiet dignity in how he carried himself. He did not rush. He did not boast. He simply showed up and stayed. Chapter 5. The Man I Married. On February 12, 1976, I married Arnold, and I remember thinking, not in words, but in feeling, that I was stepping into something steady. He was not a man of noise. He was a man of presence. He did not promise loudly. He proved consistently. He loved in a way that did not perform. And in that love, I found peace. Chapter 6. The Father Who Sat Down. Arnold did not stand over his children. He sat with them. That is the difference. He did not ask from a distance whether homework was done. He made himself part of the process. He believed education was not something you leave to the school alone. It was something you live in the home. With Atieno, he went deep. He did not just help her complete assignments. He taught her how to think, how to structure ideas, how to build arguments, how to write clearly. When she reached college, He sat with her and taught her how to write term papers, not quickly, not impatiently, but step by step, line by line. He gave her something that would stay with her for life, confidence in her own thinking. Odhiambo was different, quiet, observant, intelligent. Like his father, there is something unspoken between two people who understand silence. Arnold saw him. He did not force him to be different. He made sure he had what he needed and allowed him to grow into himself. Okech was determined, focused in a way that could not be ignored. She pursued botany and zoology, while also studying to become a CPA. Two demanding paths, two different worlds, and Arnold did not question her. He supported her. He dropped her to school during the day, and then again at night, over and over, because he believed that if she was willing to carry that level of discipline, he would meet her there. Ochieng grew up during seasons when I was away, working in Sudan, and in those seasons, Arnold became everything. He made sure she lacked nothing, not guidance, not support, not structure. He surrounded her with what she needed to grow, so even in my absence, she was never without presence. And then there was Omondi, our baby, our Don. Sharp, quick, bright. Arnold saw it early, and he did not let it go unnoticed. He pushed him, encouraged him, reminded him of who he could become, because he knew something important, that a sharp mind must be guided. Arnold did not raise children through speeches. He raised them through presence, through consistency, through showing up again and again. Chapter 7. A Life That Crossed Borders. Arnold's work took him beyond what many imagine. He studied in Tanzania for his master's. He earned a PhD in the United Kingdom. He traveled, not for luxury, but for knowledge. The world opened to him because of who he was, but no matter where he went, he remained grounded. Chapter 8. The Quiet Strength of a Man. Arnold was not loud, but his impact was deep. He did not fill rooms, he filled lives. He was steady, reliable, present, a man whose strength did not need to be announced. Chapter 9. The Last Valentine. There are days that separate your life into before and after. February 14th, 2002, was one of those days. Valentine's Day. He gave me flowers, a card. He walked me to the door. There was nothing about him in that moment that felt like an ending. He was my husband. The next day changed everything. February 15th, 2002. Words were spoken that no wife is ever ready to hear. Brain dead. Grief does not arrive slowly. It arrives all at once. And yet even in that moment, I could not reduce him to that hospital bed, because he was so much more. He was the father who stayed, the man who showed up, the husband who loved quietly but completely. Chapter 10. The Weight No One Prepares You For. I was in a foreign country, carrying decisions, paperwork, processes, while my heart was still trying to understand what had happened. Grief does not stop the world. The world keeps moving, even when you cannot. And then, another loss. My mother, gone. 2 funerals, 1 heart, 5 children, and life still asking me to stand. Chapter 11. What Remains. Arnold did not leave emptiness. He left structure. He left discipline. He left presence. He left children who knew what it meant to be guided. Epilogue, where faith became life. There was a time I was only a daughter. That story, I told in faith, has a voice. But this story is the man I walked with. My mother taught me faith. Arnold showed me how to live it. When I look at our children, I see both. Faith as a life. And I know this. He was born under a scorching sun. But he became shade, and that shade still covers us.